a call to awaken the heart. Before we step into prayer today, take a moment, just a moment to be still, not scrolling, not thinking about your plans, not worrying about tomorrow. Just be still, because today's message is not ordinary. It is not just words. It is not just another morning routine. This is a wake-up call for your soul. There comes a time in every believer's life when everything looks fine on the outside, but deep inside, something feels off. You are still praying, but it feels empty. You are still reading, but it doesn't move you anymore. You are still showing up, but your heart is not there. And slowly, without even realizing it, your fire begins to fade. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but quietly, like a candle slowly losing its flame. You don't even notice it at first. You think you're just tired. You think it's just a phase. You tell yourself, I'll get back to it soon. But days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. And before you know it, what once burned brightly inside you has become lukewarm. And the most dangerous part, you get used to it. You begin to accept a version of yourself that once would have scared you. A version of you that no longer longs deeply. A version that no longer feels that hunger, that urgency, that love. You're still moving, but you're not growing. You're still doing, but you're not connecting. And somewhere deep within, there's a quiet voice whispering, this is not who you used to be. Do you remember those moments when waking up early didn't feel like a burden but a desire? When prayer wasn't something you forced but something you craved? When just thinking about God filled your heart with peace, joy, and love? There was a time when your heart burned with passion, a time when you didn't need motivation to seek Him, because your soul naturally ran toward Him. But now, if you're honest with yourself, that fire feels distant, and maybe you've been trying to ignore it. Maybe you've been telling yourself everything is okay. Maybe you've been distracting yourself with busyness, noise, and routine. But today, you cannot ignore it anymore, because this message is not here to comfort your excuses. It is here to awaken your heart. You see, being cold is dangerous, but being lukewarm is even more dangerous, because when you are cold, you know you need help. But when you are lukewarm, you think you are fine. And that illusion, that false sense of I'm okay, slowly pulls you further away without you even realizing it. You begin to replace intimacy with activity. You replace presence with performance. You replace relationship with routine. And suddenly, you are doing all the right things, but without the right heart. Let me ask you something honestly. When was the last time you felt truly connected? When was the last time you sat quietly and just felt His presence? When was the last time your heart burned? Not because you had to pray, but because you wanted to? If you have to think too hard about the answer, then maybe, just maybe, your heart is trying to tell you something. And that's okay, because recognizing it is the first step toward healing. Listen carefully. There is nothing more dangerous than losing your fire and not even realizing it, because fire changes everything. When there is fire, there is passion. When there is fire, there is hunger. When there is fire, there is life. But when that fire fades, everything becomes mechanical. You start living on autopilot, and deep down, your soul feels dry, empty, disconnected. But here is the beautiful truth. No matter how far you feel, no matter how dry your heart has become, no matter how long you have stayed in that place, you are not beyond restoration. You are not too far gone. You are not forgotten. Right now, in this very moment, there is an invitation to come back, not to religion, not to routine, but to relationship, to real connection, to real love, to real fire. And maybe this message is not a coincidence. Maybe this is the moment your heart has been waiting for. Maybe this is the moment everything begins to change. But before anything changes, you must be honest. Honest about where you are. Honest about what you feel. Honest about what you've lost. Because healing begins where honesty starts. So don't pretend anymore. If you feel dry, say it. If you feel distant, admit it. If you feel lukewarm, acknowledge it. Because the moment you stop pretending is the moment transformation begins. And today, you are not alone in this. This is not just your struggle. This is a battle many face, but few talk about. And that's why this moment matters. Because today, you are choosing awareness over denial, truth over comfort, and change over stagnation. And that decision is powerful. So before we step into prayer in the next part, I want you to pause again. Close your eyes if you can, and ask yourself one simple question. Where is my heart right now? Not where you want it to be, not where others think it is, but where it truly is. Because your answer will shape everything that comes next. Now, stay in that stillness for a moment longer. Don't rush, because this is the place where real change begins. Not in noise, not in performance, but in honesty. You asked yourself, where is my heart right now? And maybe the answer wasn't easy. Maybe it made you uncomfortable. Maybe it revealed something you've been trying to hide, even from yourself. But listen carefully. God is not afraid of your truth. He is not intimidated by your weakness. He is not surprised by your condition. In fact, He already knows. What He desires is not perfection. He desires honesty. Because a heart that is honest is a heart that can be restored. So right now, don't hold back. Don't filter your thoughts. Don't try to sound spiritual. Just be real. Because this moment is not about impressing God, it's about returning to Him. Maybe your heart is tired, not physically, but spiritually. You've been trying to hold everything together, trying to stay consistent, trying to be strong, but deep inside, you feel exhausted, you feel disconnected, and the truth is, you didn't plan to drift away. It didn't happen overnight. It happened slowly. A missed prayer here, a distracted moment there, a compromise you thought didn't matter, and little by little, your focus shifted, your hunger decreased, your passion faded, and before you realized it, you were no longer where you used to be. But instead of confronting it, you adjusted to it. You adapted to a lower level of fire. You accepted a weaker version of your connection, and you told yourself, this is enough. But deep down, you knew it wasn't, because something inside you kept whispering, you were made for more than this. And today, that whisper has become louder. Today, you cannot ignore it anymore. So let's be honest before God right now. Not with perfect words, but with a real heart. Say it within yourself. Lord, I have drifted, not because you wanted to, but because you stopped paying attention. Say it. Lord, I have become lukewarm, not because you chose to reject Him, but because you allowed other things to take His place. Say it, Lord, and I am not where I used to be. And that's okay to admit, because confession is not weakness. Confession is courage. It takes strength to face your true condition. It takes humility to say, I need help, And right now, that's exactly what you're doing. You're stepping out of denial and into truth. Maybe your distractions have taken over. Too much noise, too much scrolling, too much comparison, too much focus on things that don't feed your soul. And slowly, those things began to replace your time with God. Not intentionally, but gradually. And now, your spirit feels empty. Or maybe it wasn't distraction. Maybe it was pain. Something hurt you. Something disappointed you. Something didn't go the way you prayed for. And instead of running toward God, you quietly stepped back. You didn't stop believing, but you stopped engaging. Because somewhere deep inside, you felt tired of hoping, tired of waiting, tired of not understanding. And that distance created coldness. Or maybe it was comfort. Life became easy, things started going well, and without realizing it, you stopped depending on God the way you used to. Because when everything feels under control, we often forget the one who is truly in control. And that comfort slowly replaced your hunger. Whatever the reason is, distraction, pain, comfort, or compromise, it led you here, to this moment, a moment of realization, a moment of truth, a moment where you can no longer pretend. But listen, this is not a moment of condemnation, this is a moment of invitation, because God is not standing there with anger, He is standing there with open arms, not saying, "Why did you leave?" but saying, "Come back." Not saying you failed, but saying, "I'm still here." Not saying you are too far gone, but saying you can start again, right now, in this very moment. You don't need to fix everything first. You don't need to become perfect before coming back. You don't need to prove anything. All you need is willingness, a willing heart, a heart that says, "Lord, I want to return." Even if your desire feels small, even if your fire feels weak, even if your faith feels shaky, that small desire is enough. Because God can work with willingness. He can restore what feels lost. He can reignite what feels dead. But it begins with surrender. So, right now, let go of your pride. Let go of your excuses. Let go of the need to appear okay and simply come as you are. Broken if you are broken, dry if you are dry, weak if you are weak. Because God doesn't reject honesty, He responds to it.